morning there. This is Eric Hanson. Maddie and Elizabeth recently asked me to update all of you on the latest going-ons with virtual reality, especially as it applies to our project, the Onward project. So what I'm going to do is share a screen here and talk about some of the big things. Well, the biggest thing of all is the introduction, the release finally, of the Apple headset, the Vision Pro. This released about, I don't know, in February, I think, of this year, and has been speculated on for years. So it's very exciting to see this come around, and I'll talk about how this applies to what we're doing at Onward. The first thing to note is it's a very stylish unit, and obviously kind of funny that Apple is trying to portray it that way. It's not necessarily something I'd associate with high fashion, but nonetheless, it is a very beautiful device. Very technical, a little bit sci-fi. My daughter mentioned it feels like something that came 10 years from the future. I think she's kind of right. But again, something to appeal to the Apple faithful and buyers that are willing to pay the premium for this type of device. It has kind of an interesting cloth kind of fabric to it that feels kind of natural to wear. It has a laptop type battery that fits in your pocket. And some other things about it. It's obviously got a very high price tag, which is a big disadvantage for many to afford. But with that comes an awful lot of technology, 18 cameras. It even has internal cameras and sensors that look at where your eye is looking, and it tracks your retina for some very interesting reasons. So you do, in fact, in my book, get kind of a lot for that investment. It really is kind of a state-of-the-art device now. Interesting features. It's the first headset that kind of passes your eye display through so that you feel like you're relating to others in the room. As a matter of fact, it doesn't block you out from the real world. It'll in fact show that. A little creepy to some people looking at people through this headset. I think I kind of agree. But another really powerful thing they've done is they've taken away these hand controllers that we've used for years, and they're just using gestures of your hand, normally pinching or scrolling or tapping. And again, my wife said it looks a little strange when she sees me kind of reaching out and pinching in space. I don't doubt that, but again, kind of an interesting natural way to work in VR. On a downside, it's a very personalized unit. You have to buy these eye inserts if you wear glasses like myself. It's not necessarily something you could take to an event and easily share with others. There's kind of a setup you can do. I'm trying to find ways around that right now. Here's the pass-through. When you put the headset on, you see the real world. You can look out and see your hands in the real world. It's actually pretty nice. And then it has these icons that you can launch different applications from. If you're a Mac user, you'll be familiar with. So again, the idea is not to block you from the world, but kind of augment what you do in the world. And in fact, that's the main marketing strategy that they have, is trying to get you to spend your day working in the headset rather in front of a monitor. Now, I'm not sure this interests me, but again, has very high resolution. You can kind of interact with 3D objects, say. You can do things you couldn't do in your normal workday. So there is some interesting aspects of this approach. Here's an example where you can bring a model, a 3D model of a formula car into your own space. Creates a shadow on the ground. It picks up the lighting in your room, and you can walk around this at full scale. And it is a very dramatic thing to see. So this affords a lot of new opportunities for us. The other big reason to purchase one of these devices is entertainment. A lot of people buy these for that reason. This is kind of my primary interest, and you can look at photographs three-dimensionally, panoramas, and film. And this is a theater replication that they have, which is, again, you have to see in the headset, but it's just a stunning way to view film. It feels like you're in a very large theater and you're seeing it in the same resolution as you would in a theater. And that's a pretty amazing thing. And as a matter of fact, that has great utility if you're flying. I took this along on a recent trip to Oahu, and it was just a remarkable way to travel. I mean, just remarkable. You look a little silly to others, but who cares? Now, the other thing that, and this is kind of leading into what our interest is, um, Apple has created these environments that you can work in, mostly natural environments, and they're highly detailed. They're done with similar techniques that I do, but this is a way for you to kind of feel like you are somewhere else. And the nice thing it can do is it can fade progressively the environment around you, so you can kind of have any mix of the real world and the environment you would like. Extremely well done, extremely beautiful to see. Now, this is the most important part about this device, is that it is really up the ante in visual performance compared to any other VR headset. This is a concept of what's called pixel per degree. So it's basically how fine is the resolution per pixel for any degree that you rotate around in your vision. The Quest 2, which is the upper right, this is one that we've been using at Onward, and it's a fair device. It's very inexpensive. The image is pretty good. It's not amazing. I use this green one down in the lower right, and that's about 24 pixel per degree. The Quest is about 18. And 24 at the Vive Pro that I use is pretty stunningly good, I used to think. Then the Apple headset came out with an extraordinary amount of pixels of 60 pixel per degree. Someone told me that there's 54 pixels on this display for every 1 pixel on your iPhone, to give you an idea. So this is an immense amount of resolution, and it is just a thrilling thing to see. So clearly, I had to bring some work in, and I brought the 4 scenes that we've captured in Segi over just recently. I've got these completed about a week ago, and they are just an absolute thrill to see in this headset. You can't tell from this display, the screen capture I did, but in the headset, you see every fine bit of dirt, every grain of sand, and detail throughout the scene. It is just a staggering thing. This is just another screen capture looking up. Again, we have all 4 brought in. And the other thing that's so beautiful about this headset is the color fidelity is unmatched. It uses organic LED, OLED, which you may know from expensive flat panels. And you just, like in this case, you'll feel the sun really, really being there. You don't feel that in the other headsets that we've used so far. And again, the richness of the color, the detail, it's just a staggering way to experience these sights. And then lastly, this is going into the Square Kiva, and of course, looking at the handprint site, or the handprint relief on the Adobe walls, which is just a magical part of this experience. But the beauty, that the other thing I haven't mentioned that this does, is it introduces your own hands into the display. So you don't have these CG hand controllers anymore. You actually have your natural hands able to interact with the three-dimensional model. And this brings up all kinds of interesting prospects for us. We could pick up an artifact, a shard. We could, interact with objects within these scenes. And again, it just, strengthens the sense that you're really, truly present there. And I just find it absolutely stunning. This has been a very exciting couple months working with this device, and I look forward to showing it to you in the near future. So on that, I'll leave it with you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.